The ground beneath this new city has shaken with earthquakes as powerful as magnitude 8.3. Yet Kyrgyzstan is attempting to build Asman, a massive $20 billion eco-city designed for up to 700,000 people, covering 4,000 hectares right beside the precious Lake Issyk-Kul, a UNESCO biosphere reserve. This is an engineering battle against nature. How do you construct towering buildings that can withstand such violent seismic forces and the threat of landslides? How do you design advanced wastewater treatment plants costing millions to protect a unique saline lake from the waste of a city the size of a small country? With construction already facing major delays and financial setbacks, the sheer scale of these technical challenges is staggering. Can engineers truly defy these immense odds and build a safe, green city in such a high-risk zone? Let's find out. The idea for Asman, which means sky in the Kyrgyz language, first came out in July 2022. The government of Kyrgyzstan wants Asman to be a shining example of a smart city and an eco-city. They see it as a major center for business and tourism, bringing people and money from all over. The city is planned to sit on the northern shore of Lake Issyk-Kul, about 200 kilometers southeast of the capital city, Bishkek. This lake is special because it is the world's second largest salty lake and a very important place for nature, protected by UNESCO. To honor their culture, the city's design will even look like a komuz, a traditional Kyrgyz musical instrument, when seen from above. This project is so important to the country that the government has called it a strategic task, meaning it is a top priority for the nation. The city's unique shape, like a komuz, is not just for looks. This musical instrument shape means that the city will not have a simple grid pattern like many modern cities. Instead, its roads and buildings will follow the curves of the komuz. This makes planning things like water pipes, power lines, and roads much more complex. Engineers have to find new ways to make sure everything connects well and works smoothly, even with this unusual layout. Asman is planned to have many different areas, each with its own purpose. There will be modern business centers, places for fun and sports, special high-tech parks for new technologies, and big banks. It will also have advanced colleges and medical centers, hoping to attract people for medical tourism. All these different zones mean that the city needs many kinds of strong infrastructure. For example, the tech parks will need super-fast internet, while the medical centers will need very clean water systems. This means engineers cannot use a one-size-fits-all approach. They must create special solutions for each part of the city. A big part of Asman's design is about being green and friendly to people. The plans include lots of green spaces, parks, and gardens. The goal is to make the city beautiful and healthy for everyone. There will be many paths for walking and cycling, making it easy for people to get around without cars. This focus on green spaces and walkability means engineers have to think about how buildings affect air quality and noise, and how to make public areas safe and nice to be in. Asman wants to be a leader in using clean energy. Kyrgyzstan already gets about 90% of its electricity from hydropower, which is power from moving water. The country has a lot more hydropower potential, with only about 10 to 15% of it being used right now. They plan to build many more small hydropower plants, hoping to increase their power from about 50 megawatts to 400 to 500 megawatts by 2027 or 2028. This is like powering hundreds of thousands of homes. Solar energy is also a big part of the plan. The area gets a lot of sunlight, with enough sun to generate about 300 kilowatt hours of electricity per square meter each year from solar panels. This is enough to power many homes just from the sun. However, wind energy is not a good option for Asman because the average wind speed in populated areas is too low, usually less than 8 meters per second, which is needed for wind turbines to work well. Beyond just making clean energy, Asman will focus on using energy wisely. All buildings will have smart home technologies and energy-saving solutions. This means things like lights that turn off when no one is in the room, and heating and cooling systems that adjust themselves to save power. Buildings will be made with green materials like recycled stuff and wood from sustainable forests. They will also use natural insulation like straw or clay, which are common in traditional Kyrgyz homes. Passive solar design will also be used, meaning buildings are designed to use the sun's heat in winter and stay cool in summer, reducing the need for extra heating or cooling. Providing clean drinking water for 500,000 to 700,000 people is a huge task. Asman's water system will be built to be strong and reliable, able to handle dry periods and make sure water gets to everyone efficiently. This will likely involve new pipes and pumps using energy-saving technologies. But the biggest challenge is wastewater. Experts say that for a city this size, very expensive sewage treatment plants are absolutely necessary to protect Lake Issyk-Kul, which is a protected biosphere reserve. This means the city cannot just dump its dirty water. It needs advanced systems to clean the water thoroughly before it is released. These systems might even use decentralized treatment, meaning smaller treatment plants spread out across the city. There are also plans for managing fecal sludge, which is a key part of keeping sanitation clean. Kyrgyzstan already has experience with water reuse, like a plant in Suzak that can treat up to 2,000 cubic meters of water per day for things like irrigation. Asman will need to do this on a much larger scale to truly be an eco-city and protect the lake. Asman wants to be a city where cars that burn gasoline or diesel are banned. Instead, the focus is on electric vehicles and active ways to get around. There will be many cycling paths and walkways, making it easy and safe for people to walk or bike everywhere. To support electric cars, the city will have a network of charging stations. Kyrgyzstan is already moving towards electric transport with electric taxi services at airports and plans to get 300 fast-charging electric buses for Bishkek. Using electric vehicles can cut down greenhouse gas emissions by 70 to 85% compared to diesel cars, making the air much cleaner. For public transport, Asman has a vision for efficient systems, including a bullet train system. While a bullet train sounds exciting, it is a very complex and expensive project. For comparison, Bishkek is currently looking into building a monorail system to help with traffic. A bullet train is a much bigger undertaking than a city monorail, and specific details about Asman's bullet train are still unclear. But building in this region comes with major natural risks. The Issyk-Kul Basin is surrounded by mountain ranges that have seen some of the strongest earthquakes ever recorded on land. For example, the 1889 Chillik earthquake had a magnitude of 8.3, and the 1911 Kemen earthquake was a magnitude 8.2. While the lake itself is surprisingly quiet when it comes to earthquakes, the surrounding mountains are very active. This means that even if Asman is not built directly on a fault line, its buildings and infrastructure could still be strongly shaken by nearby quakes. Additionally, the area around Issyk-Kul has naturally unstable and very steep slopes. Strong earthquake shaking can easily cause huge amounts of rock and soil to slide down, leading to landslides and rockfalls. The 1911 Kemen earthquake, for instance, caused millions of cubic meters of rock to slide. There is also a worrying history in Kyrgyzstan of old uranium waste sites built on unstable mountain slopes. These sites have been destroyed by past earthquakes and heavy rains, spreading radioactive mud and pollution. This shows how dangerous it is to build on unstable ground, especially when hazardous materials are involved. To build safely in such a risky area, Asman's buildings must be designed to withstand strong earthquakes. Kyrgyzstan has updated building codes that focus on earthquake engineering. These codes help guide how buildings are designed to be strong enough. Engineers will use resilient construction techniques, combining strong modern materials like reinforced concrete with environmentally friendly ones. This could mean using local materials like clay and straw for insulation, while making sure the main structure is super strong against shaking. The goal is to build structures that can not only survive an earthquake, but also recover quickly. Despite the grand plans, the Asman project has faced many problems. Construction was supposed to start by 2024, but as of April 2025, it has not truly begun. One reason for the delays is that foreign partners wanted to build a green city, which meant big changes to the original plans. There have also been issues with paperwork and investors asking for new studies. So far, only a small dormitory for workers has been partly built on the site. Financing is another huge challenge. The total cost is estimated at a massive $20 billion. While there were early promises of billions from French companies, and a South Korean company called Promised Land was said to be ready to invest over $1 billion, things have changed. Recently, the Kyrgyz government ended a $480 million investment agreement with a Chinese company, CITIC Merchant, and a Kyrgyz firm, Module House LLC. The reason for ending this deal was not made public, which creates more questions about the project's financial future. Beyond money, there are real concerns from environmental groups and local people. Experts worry that putting 500,000 people in one spot is much more dangerous for Lake Issyk-Kul's delicate environment than spreading out development. Local villagers near the site are also worried about their land, which they use for farming and grazing cattle, and what will happen to their homes. What do you think? Can Asman truly be a green marvel, or are the challenges too great? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this deep dive into Asman's engineering fascinating, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more amazing projects, and turn on notifications so you do not miss our next upload.